Hi, and welcome to What's Your Story. I'm Missy Day.
And I am Michelle Housebeck.
And we're here all by ourselves because we're going to talk about Storyfest.
Woo! Welcome to 20 minutes of bloopers. No, I'm just kidding.
Unscripted, unfiltered. That's us.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say live. This isn't live, but there's, look at that segue. So I'll let you go. Storyfest.
So first of all, the event actually has a new name, and it's called Storyfest, because now that What's Your Story is an LLC and a business, I wanted to separate what the event is from the business name. So it's Storyfest, and for the first time in 7 years, it's going to be live, virtual, streaming. So you don't have to buy a ticket. You don't even have to be in the room. You can check us out on YouTube channel and Facebook page and see what Storyfest is all about.
Woo woo. I'm super excited that it's virtual this year. We get to reach a much larger audience, and we've had a lot of good feedback about people that have never been able to make it to Vegas or to California to see one. They get to see it. And you get 4 hours, not the full 4 hours, but a good chunk of Missy, Day, and I live with literally no editing or filters.
With no supervision.
Gerard, you're in for a treat. Gerard Ramallo, he is going to be our MC again this year. Mm-hmm. He's never MC'd with us, so that'll be fun.
We'll see how that works out.
Right. Well, I think you should talk a little bit about the What's Your Story collection, because I'm so excited for Missy and for What's Your Story and Storyfest. It's essentially branched off into 3 parts underneath the What's Your Story brand.
So What's Your Story actually became a business last year, and I let go most of Missy Day Success Consulting. And so we have under the What's Your Story umbrella, collection. I like that a lot. The What's Your Story collection. Sounds like couture.
It's fancy.
So there's the Speaker Academy, where people can come and learn how to be a professional storyteller, which is a lot different than a speaker, because let's face facts, speakers are boring. They arrive with their little PowerPoint presentations and kill you in a matter of like an hour. Where storytellers actually are telling you something that's meaningful, life-changing. You can get inspiration and hope from just hearing their story, which is more powerful nowadays than being killed during a PowerPoint presentation. And then we have the Speaker Bureau, which houses speakers anywhere from people that have been speaking for 10 plus years all the way down to our up and coming people. And what that means is they want to be speakers, they just haven't gone professional yet. And so we're giving them a space to allow them to get their feet wet. And then we have the Storyfest, which is our event. And then we'll also have retreats and master classes, which I'm excited about during the first retreat this fall, where we're going to have 4 storytellers come and hang out for a weekend and really deep dive into their story. And hopefully it's going to be not like a kumbaya thing per se, but a time where you're going to leave and you're going to really feel like you have created something spectacular that you want to share with everyone.
Mm-hmm. I just smile ridiculously all the time just to see what God has made it into. And Missy was just sharing earlier today at our mastermind how she started the Speaker Bureau, Storytelling Bureau, and she thought she was going to have 5 people, and now it's grown to about 25 people. And I really think it's because it's so unique, because everyone has been focused on the keynote professional speakers, and she's right. It's boring. I don't know it's just boring. My background's in marketing, and the things that sell, the things that engage the most are always stories. Mm-hmm. And so you have a very unique take on the professional speaking, is adding that storytelling component to it. And corporations want that now, organizations.
They really do, because again, it's when you hire a keynote speaker to come into your company, generally they're regurgitating the same information on leadership, communication, and productivity and those things which we've been hearing about for 40 plus years. It's just redone. But now when I see leads come in, it's specifically for people that they want people to come in and talk about their own journey in leadership, which is different. To come in and talk about what leadership means to me versus what it means to, 100 other people. And spirituality this year seems to be a big hot topic for corporations, which is unheard of, really, that they want people to come in and give hope and inspiration to their employees. Because let's face it, things are getting a little sideways.
Yep. Don't quite know what's going on out there, but we're here to help.
Yes. Let What's Your Story help you navigate through the current environment
of whatever's going on out there.
Yeah.
But that's how people learn. I mean, you think about it. That's how you communicate most of the time with everybody in your life is you say facts or details and then you're like, oh, I have a story about it, right? And you share the story. That's how people communicate. But this year was Storyfest too. We have another exciting component really moving forward with the What's Your Story is we are officially partnered with Compassion International.
Yay!
So who is Compassion International? What do they do?
So shout out to Allie Watson, who has just been so amazing in helping us get this up and running for What's Your Story. So, probably about 14 years ago, I'd say, 15 years ago, Fred and I sponsored our first Compassion International child, and she aged out of the program. And so Michelle and I and Fred were at the Dollar Loan Center, Lee's Family Forum Center now. For singing for King and Country. And so in the middle, they stop and they talk about their own Compassion International story. So I was sharing with Michelle, I said, oh, I need to get a new kid. And she's like, what are you talking about?
What? So she shared with me about Compassion International and about the kid that she had adopted. And I got to hear some of the stories that were being shared from the stage. And they put up this like huge QR code on the screen and the, text a word to whatever number. And I was just so moved. I was like, well, I want a kid. I don't have a kid. So I texted the number and just said, Lord, provide me with whoever needs, our help. And Eric, who is turning 15 in August, got sent to us. He lives in Ecuador. And I just bought him 2 goats. It's so cool.
If you haven't ever experienced Compassion International or have no idea what we're talking about, you can go on to Compassion International on their website and find out the amazing work that they're doing and the fact that it's real. You actually get letters, photos, things from your child. And you can actually write to your child if you want to and desire to. You can go and visit your child wherever they may be located. So you can send them things. Also, it's kind of interesting. So when you think in terms of sending a child a gift, like here, you would give them like a phone. I don't know.
A toy
of some sort or things like that.
Yeah.
So the gifts that you send your child is like things like chickens or goats, or, things that they may need that can supply needs for them, but also is a bartering tool for them if they need something else. So the gift, I can't wait for you to see the gift book.
I'm so excited for the gift catalog.
Amazing. So fun.
It is a lot different than our gift catalogs.
Oh, yeah. From the toy catalogs you get it as a kid, you go circle all the things. Yeah, it's not that kind of a thing. But you also have the opportunity. So my child, Montserrat, she likes crayons and she loves pink. So she really, truly is my kid of some sort.
And you should see the picture of her. She's just like sassy standing there. And I'm like, Missy, that is your child.
So I found a box of crayons that's all different colors of pink for when Barbie was out. And so I sent her those and some coloring books. And so I can't wait to get another letter from her talking about her pink crayons. So it's very cool, especially like Michelle shared that Michelle has fur babies. I don't have any kind of babies. And so it's become like they're our child. So Fred and I have Monterey, and then What's Your Story has sponsored a child, Lydia. And if you think that Monterey looks like she's sassy, you should see Lydia, who is only 4, but she's a firecracker.
Yeah, she is. It's just so exciting to be able to, we were just talking with Allie this morning about how it's all going to look with What's Your Story and Compassion International partnering. And we're still figuring some things out, but we're in it for the long haul to really change not only one child's life or one family's life, but a community. The What's Your Story community being able to change a whole community. I mean, that's so powerful. And one of the things I loved about Compassion International is that you get that personal relationship. It's not like you're sending, it's $43 a month. I mean, how nuts is that?
Yeah.
That can just change their world. But you're not just sending it off into the ether and you get a random picture of a kid. Like, you get to communicate. Like Missy was saying, you get to visit. You can do group visits. So we'll have more information about that during Storyfest. And also, we're going to put it out on social. We'll have a dedicated Compassion webpage for What's Your Story. So there's a lot more information on that to come.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's one of those nonprofits that I can really get 100% behind, because I know where the money is going, and it's not going into the CEO's pocket. It's actually going to these families. So when you sponsor a child, you're really helping to take care of their family. So if there's other siblings or the parents or whatever they need, they're actually getting taken care of also with this $43, which is incredible to me that they can make so much stuff happen with $43.
Oh yeah, that's insane to me. And the minute you sponsor the child, I mean, there's a story starting. It just fits so well in with what the mission is of What's Your Story and the mission of Compassion International. So, woohoo!
And to even take it one step further, which is really cool, is then once Michelle and I, our stories that we're going to create for Compassion International, we actually get to be speakers for Compassion International for either our own events or even their events, that we can go and share our story about why we chose Compassion International.
Yes, I'm excited for that. I like it. I like it.
Very fun. So making a difference one story at a time for them as well as, us. And so the Storyfest is going to run just like we were having it in an event space, except it's going to be here in this awesome studio. And we're going to have six speakers, a comedian. We're just going to have a lot of fun. And who knows what's going to happen? You're just going to have to tune in and wait for it.
It'll be a good time. I guarantee that. And so how we're going to do it this year is, if you go to our website, so it's thewhatsyourstory.com, and you click on the events tab, there's the information there. So we're going to live stream it via our Facebook page and YouTube page. So both those links are there. But then if you could, please click the register button. So it's at no cost. And obviously you don't have to be there for the full 4 hours. We just want to know who's interested and who's, even going to catch 20 minutes of it. Just simple form, fill that out, and then we'll shoot you an email too with the links again a day or so before. And you'll be in the What's Your Story family.
I'm just kind of picturing this all in my head. So we have 2 people that are going to be like interview style, and one of them is Kevin Janison, and you might know him. He was a weatherman forever on television, and so he's going to be joining us at this table. as well as one of our speakers. She's spoken twice at What's Your Story, and her name is Dina Annette, and she's going to be joining us at the table. And let me tell you something, her update to her story is just like, wow.
It's so funny story about that. So number one, Missy and I texting, sometimes it works correctly, sometimes it doesn't. So Missy was texting me like the intro to her updated story, and then she had texted me a voice message after to explain the text. Well, I happened to look down at my watch and the text part came through, and I'm reading it, and I'm like having a panic attack at first, thinking this is Missy just texting me, telling me something, and I'm like,
oh no.
Oh my God. So then I saw the audio and I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, okay. I had a mini panic attack. But that's going to be, I'm so excited to hear her update to it. Talk about resilience.
Yeah, no kidding. And so she hasn't shared this with anyone. And so it'll be her debut of the updated part of her story, which you don't want to miss that part. And the cool thing about it being living out on YouTube forever is that you don't have to sit and watch 4 hours because, you know, let's be real. If you're sitting in your house and you want to sit somewhere for 4 hours, it doesn't usually work out that well. But you can come and visit at any time and just check out everybody.
Yeah, and you can share it with people.
Yes, and hit subscribe.
Oh, look at that. We're YouTubers.
Yeah, we really have no idea what we're doing, but we just say the lingo.
Like, share, and subscribe.
There you go. Right there.
Or wherever. See, we're fun.
Yeah, we are fun. You don't want to miss it, really. This is your chance. My family in California is even excited about it because they're like, you know, what do you do? What is it? And I'm like, well, come and see. Well, now they can and not even leave their house.
Oh, this just dawned on me literally the second, which I can't believe this didn't register with me before. Missy and I are constantly asked, so what's your story? And her and I, we've gotten better about describing it, but it really is, you just have to come and experience it, right? That's kind of where we've settled. But now we could say, hey, here's a link. Go to YouTube. You can experience it because it is so hard to describe.
It is hard to describe because it's not, there's a lot of different places or organizations that have people that come and share testimonies, right? That's not what this is. Do people share their faith in God? Absolutely. Have people gone through things that God has pulled them through? Yes. But it's not just about the testimony. It's about how their life has radically changed and gone in different directions. And now because of that, they help others. And so that's the main focus.
Right. I always say this too, because this has happened to me so many times. When you hear someone else's story, that even if it's not exactly similar, there's always points I think that you can relate to, no matter what the story is that someone's telling you. It helps you to feel not alone, not crazy, that what you might have been going through or gone through, you are not the only one. There's hope for you.
Right.
And a lot of our speakers give tips, tools, just share the story about what they did to get through or to get out of or to make a shift, whatever it may be, that I've picked up on and I use to this day in my daily life. I always talk about Bob, right?
Right.
Bob. Ask me about Bob.
Shout out to Dean Smith.
Yes.
So it's going to be very fun. So everybody's going to be in-house, and so I'm excited. There's going to be people that are going to be speaking at Storyfest for the first time. I mean, like, as in speaking for the first time about awesome topics. And then my friend Sophia Falke, she tells the story that I love, and I've heard it probably 15 times by now. But I love it every time she tells it because it's a true, powerful story of opportunities that we have as children, how we can give back to our parents. Specifically, her story is about her mother and a trip that they took to Alaska when her mom was 75. And so she's at the top of the show. So if you want to tune in to catch her story, join us on May 4th at 10 a.m. And we will keep you entertained, I promise.
That is a promise.
Without even alcohol. So, there.
Can you imagine? Oh my
No.
God, no. No. We don't need alcohol to be
Weird.
train wrecks a coming. I think we did that in one of our promos years ago. Train wrecks a coming.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. A little throwback.
And we promise we're going to add value.
Oh, I must have said the word value, I don't even know, 300 times in the course of an hour. But yes, May 4th, 10 a.m. on our Facebook and our YouTube. Go register at our website, thewhatyourstory.com. And we'll see you there.
We'll see you there. Thanks for joining us for What's Your Story Storyfest.
Woo!